have a look at the pie chart, what is this writer ignoring in terms of coherence? There's something very clear there. Won't give you too long. There's no paragraphs, is there? And also no linking phrases between paragraphs and introducing the paragraph. So very easy to change that and improve that by splitting the paragraphs and using some phrases to introduce each paragraph. Topic sentences in a way. So let's compare it again just so you can see. Notice that it also just looks more professional. If your writing looks more professional, like everything, the reader's going to think that you're a better writer. So just another thing to focus on here, we've just changed some of the language here to focus on some a common error. In a pie chart, people often seem to like to do this. They talk about first, second, third, fourth, fifth, finally. Don't write like that. It's okay, it's going to give you an average mark, but to get a higher mark, you need to be more sophisticated than that. Remember, your job is to compare and contrast. It's much more important to say that, for example, 10.4% was still a significant amount for contributions rather than just saying it was second, because it was second means nothing. Now, when we talk about cohesion, sometimes it's good to use these words. These are examples of cohesive devices. These are substitutional referencing as well. So we're going to use for the former and for the latter when we have two pieces of data, and it just stays in the same order. When it's three or more pieces of data, you need to use the word respectively. So you can, in that little phrase there, you see how they've done that. Other income, government grants and investment income were insignificant, 0.4%, 0.2% and 0.2% respectively. So that's a good way to write as well, especially in pie charts and tables where there may be a lot of data. And if you can group data together and describe it that way, it is a very effective way of writing. So now when we have a look at this table here, we've just talked about tables. So how would you write that? You're going to see an example soon of the 3 paragraphs that this writer has chosen, but what would you choose? Have a think about that. Talk to your partner. Now we see in the introduction just underneath here, when you look at the general statement, you can see already this is the way the person's decided to talk about it. So they've already immediately mentioned primary and high school had the most students. Preschool had the least. So we sort of get a feeling that's how they're going to describe it, and that is how they describe it. They talk about primary, then high school in one paragraph because they were much higher, and then they tell you in the next paragraph that now I'm going to talk about university and preschool, and they also tell you why and the trend, that it was lower. In fact, they're using the words much lower, and that's true. We see there's a big difference in those numbers there. And then they're being consistent as they go through it there.